I just saw a picture of Pink Diamond dabbing. I no longer want to live in this world. I literally came up with this theory while scripting my Pearl Doesn't Belong to White Diamond one. Lars, as we know, currently is stuck on Homeworld. He can't get back through his hair, and there seems to be no way off the planet but to build a spaceship and leave, or they build a spaceship and come get him. But all those are overcomplicated. By the end of this video, I'll tell you the one foolproof way of getting Lars back to Earth quickly, safely, and efficiently. But before that, let me debunk all the other options for leaving Homeworld. Yes, I'm basically blackmailing you to watch till the end of the video. Hey, we gotta keep those watch times up. At first, I was just gonna make a 20-second video just telling you how Lars could get off Homeworld, but that's no fun. We gotta make a long-ish video that rakes in the AdSense. Now, what are the options of how to get Lars off Homeworld? Well, first, I haven't watched anyone else's theory on this, so I don't know what they are and I don't want to know. So I'll come up with some of the obvious. Lion comes and gets Lars. Lion can barely warp to the moon without collapsing in exhaustion. You really believe he can warp all the way to Homeworld and get Lars back in one piece? We have to assume that Homeworld isn't even in our galaxy, or nebula, or star system, whatever. Space travel like that would destroy Lion for sure. And even if that's the case, Steven would have to get the off colors of Homeworld first by them going through Lars's hair and coming out through Lion's on Earth. And then Steven himself has to leave Lars behind before getting on Lion on Earth and warping back to Homeworld to get Lars. That just seems overcomplicated and lonely. And Lion definitely can carry everyone here. If you expect Lion to warp, get everyone and come back, or warp one by one, it's just not possible. Lion cannot handle that, people. Fact. Lars warps back. Same rules apply. In this case, even harsher. Lion is a lion, meaning he's strong, much stronger than Lars can ever hope to be. What Lion may be able to endure, Lars just can't. And Lars is just newly formed, or was just newly brought back, so I find it highly unlikely he'll be able to warp just yet. Remember how long it took Steven to get a hold of his own powers? Yeah, don't have too much expectations for Lars just yet. Also, doesn't Lion roar to activate his warping? So what will Lars do? Scream? Foreshadowing all the way back to season 1. Finding a spaceship and escaping. If these guys set foot on the surface, they'll get shattered on sight. How in the ever-loving fuck do you expect them to sneak in and hijack a spaceship? They ain't Black Panther. Building a spaceship and going to rescue Lars. Well, I'm sure everyone thinks Pearl and Peridot can definitely put something together. But remember the last time Pearl built a spaceship? Yeah, didn't end well. Even with Peridot's help, I doubt they'll be able to build something that can handle hyperspace jump or support gravity engines. They could use the spaceships brought to Earth that came with Senti, what Peridot called Era 1 ships.
These aren't your Era 1 light kites. You're gonna be pretty much bending reality if you turn on the gravity engine.
So those ships probably don't have the capacity to handle instantaneous space travel to be able to go and rescue Lars within this century. Remember, whenever Pearl is talking of space travel, she mentions them in 50 to hundreds of years, meaning that space travel during her time using Era 1 ships don't move as fast as Era 2 ships do. Whoa. I'm just imagining the horror of being stuck on a spaceship for 200 years traveling to one location. I lose my shit when a journey is more than 3 hours long. I cannot handle centuries. And even if all those logistics were answered, do you really think Steven and the gang can just waltz into Homeworld and rescue them? There's a roaming eye guarding the human zoo, for Pete's sake, something that even Holly Blues herself stated that she felt forgotten. How well guarded do you think Homeworld would be? This isn't some second-rate colonized planet, it's the center of the Great Diamond Authority. They'd be blasted out of the sky before they even got close. The answer? So now let me tell you what will really get Lars off Homeworld the best way, or at least the most least lethal. The galaxy warp. Didn't think of that one, did ya? I hope not. Let me explain the scenario. Peridot was in charge of a lot of robonoids that held massive tons of goo that can fix the galaxy warp. We've seen the crystal gems pop a ton of them, and even before Peridot warped back away from the Earth the first time, she left behind a lot of the disabled roves. Haha, short for robonoids. Now, unless the crystal gems toss them into the ocean, cause they just seem to love doing that, they could use the goo to repair it. The little machines aren't really needed to repair the galaxy warp, they were just used here because they were sent to do so to allow Peridot to warp to Earth in the first place. There was no one here to apply the goo, so I feel like the robonoids were sent here to do that job. And if there are no goo-filled robonoids left, we know Steven can heal gems. For most of the non-living ones, we've seen he's incapable of healing them, unlike living gems and organic matter. And those two instances where Steven couldn't fix things was because he was stressed or feeling discouraged, or we know how deeply Steven's emotions are tied into his gem. But for the love of God, Steven brought someone back from the dead. He should be able to fix this dang thing, like come on! Also, can we talk about the fact that Lars actually died? I thought he was near death or something, but no! He literally kicked the bucket on screen. What the fuck? I remember people praising Star for showing characters' death on screen and that TV Universe could never do that. But with Star, there wasn't any lasting consequences. The scenes were only able to instill fear. But I bet my ass you cried during this Lars death scene. What the heck? You know, for those of you that avoided spoilers. I didn't know that Lars died, thank God. I only knew he turned pink, so this scene hit me where it hurts. Didn't cry though. I rewatched the scene a bunch of times, but I didn't cry. Gravity Falls still holds the heavyweight championship belt for turning me into a sobbing mess. Followed by How to Train Your Dragon 2.
My dearest one, my darling dear, your mighty words astound me. But I've no need of mighty deeds when I feel your arms around me. I have no use for rings of gold, I care not for your poetry. I only want your hand to hold.
I only want you near me.
No! Get that shit away from me! Much better. So yeah, that's my theory on how Lars could leave Earth. Steven fixes the galaxy warp and they find the nearest warp pad to use to get there. I believe it'll be easy for them to find one as this was the schematics for Earth.
Ta-da! A finished Earth colony. Wow, look at this! 89 kindergartens, 67 spires, a galaxy warp in each facet, efficient use of all available materials.
So I'm assuming there should be a shit ton more on Homeworld of all places. That's warp pads and galaxy warps. And can someone please explain to me how Lars was able to breathe on Homeworld back in the trial before he died? Yeah, I know it's a cartoon and all, but come on. Well, we do learn in 3 Gems and a Baby that Steven's gem needs to breathe, so oxygen? And also, does that mean Lars is a zombie? I mean, he's still a cute looking zombie, I'll give you that. But ew, no! If Lars is a zombie, then he can't be with Sadie. She'll die and leave him. And Sadie also deserves to be with someone, you know, among the living. Well, guess we have to start a new ship. How are y'all feeling about Samey? JD? Wait a second. Ooh, I just got another theory idea. I can't believe my Pearl one inspired this one. And this one has inspired another one.
Okay, I trust you.
Stay subscribed to be the first to catch the new one that I just thought of when it comes out. It is gonna be awesome. Ugh, I'm getting distracted. Back to my point. I believe Lars could be able to scout around Homeworld by himself to find a warp pad. And when he does, he comes back, tells the gang, and Steven can wrap them all in a bubble and Fred Flintstone their way there and hightail it off that miserable planet. Hey, I called Homeworld what Yellow Diamond called our world.
That miserable planet.
So then what? When they get there, do you think they can escape so easily? Probably. But I must admit, with all the talk of shattering, being shattered and all that crap, how is a gem shattered? Squeeze it till it pops? Break it with something? Stab it? I feel the Crewniverse should at least give us the grace of showing a gem get shattered. I mean, they killed a human. Gems you next. Now, which gem would I want to go? Sorry, Patty, you dead. No, seriously. I know everyone loves her and she does have this charm, But no, she isn't my cut-off gem. Ironic when my favorite gem is sapphire. But if I wasn't to be a heartless monster, then I'd choose fluorite.
That's why you look so unusual.
Don't do meth, kids. It's strange to think that Lars is a zombie, but he does have a slow heartbeat, which means he wasn't really dead to begin with, right? Also, I can't believe one of these lions is lying. Wait a minute. Rose Quartz had 7 lions in the desert. Lions don't belong in the desert. What the fuck? I think Rose was the reason Lion died. And does healing tears work for someone who passed away or just for those severely injured? Bah, whatever. I'm gonna end this video here. Shout out to these 2 awesome scenes from Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. By far my most favorite, hands down. I don't even watch the Avengers Assemble one much.
You think to use the elements against me, creature? I will show you thunder!
Tweet me your favorite Avenger from this one, not this, and your reasons why, and it might just get featured in the next Steven Universe theory inspired by this one. My favorite? Hawkeye. No questions, I just love the dude. Anyway, that'll be all from me, folks. Thanks to y'all viruses so much for clicking to watch. Please do not forget to read my books on Wattpad, support me on Patreon, and follow me on Twitter. And as always, do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, and stay awesome. This is TVC signing out.